I think Eminem is one of the greatest, man.
Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover from a report that sparked a bit of backlash for Rihanna because it was linked to Johnny Depp, and for some she is now officially cancelled. More on this in a bit. Today we also have more on Eminem, this time from one of the legends who inspired him, the DOC, who recently reacted to his verse and used this gospel remix that sparked some pretty interesting reactions, even from an old Eminem in quotes adversary from back in the day. More on this in a bit. And today we also have an update on the passing of Takeoff, as 50 Cent had more to share. It took to social media to share snippets of how it went down after Pop Smoke passed. Check it out.
And 50 was like, yo, you're being selfish. He was like, you can't let your emotions or you being like in this depressed state. I guess he could tell I was like, stop you from executing what plans you guys had. Because you got 3 weeks ago, you guys were in my office talking about
taking over
the world. I was like, now, you know, he passed away, but who's gonna keep his legacy going? Who's gonna make sure his music comes out so that he could take care of his family? Like, he was like, that's on you. You can't. He was like, I get you're sad and all this shit, but this ain't the time for that. He was like, you gotta like, cause we had talked up to Fifth about putting his album out in the summertime. He was like, nah, you gotta finish that. You gotta
see this through.
You gotta see this through. And he's like, and if you need my help, like I'll promote it, whatever you need from my side, like I'll help you. He's like, but you can't. He was like, nah, bro. He's like, you can't be selfish.
And 50 added the caption, this is really how it goes. At Quavo, you have to position this album correctly for Takeoff's legacy. Go make a couple of changes and address everything. All artists make the best music out of painful moments. RIP to Pop Smoke, RIP to Takeoff. And under this sparked split reactions, as some believe, still too early for you to be talking about an album. Fifth, bro, seen that happen in real time, confused face emoji. More along these lines, we know you were Stone Cold Fifth Austin, but business can wait. I'm sure he knows what to do anyways. While on the other end, some believe this is a step in the right direction. I respect you for posting this, because all these other celebs getting on my damn nerves, offering nothing with these big bomb platforms. It's the encouragement that life still has to be lived for me, and big ups to Pop's manager for sharing. Folded hands emoji, RIP, Takeoff. More, I think he means well. It's coming from a good place, because after all is said and done, this man has a family to support, probably has business obligations too. But what do you guys think? Was it too soon from 50? And before we head to the next point, check this out for the 18-year-old Eminem hit song. Eminem's Mockingbird enters the top 50 on the global Spotify chart for the first time at a new peak of 49 with 1.877 million streams. And at this rate, it could actually do the unthinkable and become the most streamed hip-hop song of the week in the world, as it also outstreamed Nicki's Super Freaky Girl that did 1.78 million on the same day. Moving on, Rihanna is now on the cancellation chopping block thanks to a report from TMZ that goes, Johnny Depp Savage X Fenty guest appearance in Rihanna's show. And the report adds, Johnny Depp is a wanted man in just about every lane Hollywood has to offer these days, and he is about to make a guest appearance in a huge show orchestrated by Rihanna. And this opened the floodgates on Twitter. The user expands, honestly, if this is true, I will stop supporting Rihanna. I draw the line when it comes to women's rights, especially if they are victims of domestic violence. Rihanna is a victim herself. She should side with Amber the most. I'll be deeply hurt if this turns out to be true. And in response to this, a user shares this screenshot. They hate Johnny because he stood up against violence and proved men can be victims too. People are still being controlled by the media to hate the truth. The evidence is there, yet people stand with the media and allow themselves to be sheep, lame, no independent thinkers. But on the other end, some interesting claims were made about Rihanna. Y'all kept trying to save her, but you can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved. She told y'all she hates poor people. Let go of the, in quotes, she's relatable narrative y'all made up in your heads and call a spade, loudly crying and laughing emojis. More, Rihanna is a hypocrite. And this user shared a post of when Rihanna previously turned down the Super Bowl. And it continues, Rihanna, look at me, this isn't you. And our Beyonce fan page steps in, this is exactly her. You've all just ignored it for so long because she was relatable. And more, we don't want her to drop music anymore. But some have hit back, what is wrong? A man that was found in the court of law, not friggin' Twitter, to have been defamed by an abuser? and I'll be keeping an eye on this one to see how this develops in the future. Are we on for a Ye Part 2 cancellation level? Moving on, the DLC recently reacted to Eminem's verse on Use This Gospel remix, and he shared his thoughts at the end that sparked some interesting reactions.
I think Eminem is one of the greatest, man. No question about it, bro. You know, him is in my tree. You know, all of us come from somebody. I can hear me in him in places.
Well, you probably inspired a lot of things that.
He's a true artist, one of those guys.
And lo and behold, Vanilla Ice was spotted under. He dropped fire emojis and more. Love seeing the DLC showing his love to M as M does it likewise. A user adds, if the DLC say you one of the greatest, then that's what it is, cause he's up there. That will be all for today. Share your thoughts below. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoy content like this, and see you on the next one.